Hello, dynamic people of God. How are you? I pray that all is well and that all is going well. Listen, I wanted to jump on here on I wanted to jump on here real quickly, depending on where you are around the world. If this could be your morning, your afternoon, or your evening, right? Um, but but nevertheless, I want to jump on and talk about something that's very, very important to entrepreneurs, right? Those who are entrepreneurs. And I also think that this conversation is going to be absolutely vital for a few reasons, right? For a few reasons. Number one, I think it's going to be vital because it's going to help you begin to think and process, think about your processes when it comes to your systems, right, and sales as well. I think it's going to alleviate some frustration that you have as a business owner as well. Even though I am going to um, kind of lean toward Black Friday right now because we are in that season, like it's here. And if you're an entrepreneur, you should have the planning should have already been in place, and you should be in a position where you are transitioning or you are getting people attention toward whatever it is that you're going to be releasing on Black Friday. However, these principles that I'm going to talk about, or the things I'm going to talk about as it concerns your platforms, it applies 365 days, right, of the year when it comes to your business, right? When it comes to making influence, impact, and income. So I want to talk about this for a second. What you need to consider when it comes to platforms that you will use, and how it will work for you to capture and nurture leads as well as close the sale, right? As well as close the sale. So those are a few things I'm going to talk about. Listen, if you are joining us live, I want you to go ahead and put your let us know where you are logging in from. Go ahead and let us know where you're logging in from, what city, state, or country, what city, state, or country that you're logging in from. In addition, if you are a business owner or ministry, go ahead and put in the comments the name of your business, ministry, or product or service that you have, and how someone can get access to you or it. Okay, make sure that you do that as well. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, replay for me so I can come and make sure that I greet you as well. So I want to welcome everybody that's watching here on tonight, and even for those who would come. Let me introduce myself first. I am Dr. Durashe Zorn, your kingdom strategist, here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. I help individuals, businesses, and ministries with practical solutions so that they may increase their market reach and their income potential. So we're talking about what you need to consider when it comes to your platforms. If you are in the business, or if you are looking to make sales, you definitely want to consider your platforms. So the first thing that I want to talk about when it considers your platform, I want you to think about, right, the platform that you advertise on, or the platforms that you show up on a consistent basis. Right? What platform is that? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it through email marketing? Like what platform are you using? But even before you got to email marketing, there had to be a medium between the email marketing and the customers and your clients. So you had to show up in some other spaces just so that you can get that level of access to them. Okay. So I want to know what platforms. I want you to consider your platforms. Now, why does your advertising platforms, and I'm speaking from it from this particular standpoint, we may not consider it as being advertising platforms, but the truth of the matter is this, is that we come into these spaces, we come on our social media spaces, and we present a brand or product or service, right? And so when we're presenting that, we are I mean, that's it's just advertising, just and however you present it is how it's presented. So when you are advertising, like, what is that platform? Now, why is that advertising platform important for you? The advertising platform is important for you to know, right? And it just can't be the latest fad, right? It has to be the platform where your ideal clients reside. So it's important that you understand the demographics that hang out on the platforms that you are advertising on. And the reason is because you can be doing all the right things, but in the wrong place, right? All the right things, but in the wrong place. In addition, you have to understand, you got to understand the dynamics of whatever advertising platform you're using, Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, right? Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever those particular platforms are, Snapchat. You have to understand the dynamics of them and how to best leverage them. So you got to know the dynamics, their demographics, their functionalities. You got to understand that, right? So that once you understand the functionality of the advertising platform that you're going to use, then you will best know how to utilize it to present your brand, your products, and your services to your target audience. Because at the end of the day, when we show up on platforms, we want to make sure that we're in front of those who who would potentially or eventually purchase from us. So that's something I want you to think about. And so that is something that you have to understand, right? When it comes to the platforms that you're going to use. So many entrepreneurs or authors or those who have a product or service, that they're selling. Sometimes they get frustrated, and frustration can come when you're in the wrong place doing all the right things, and you're not seeing the results. So when we want to have um, a better yield, right, a better return on our investment of time, it's important that we know what the information that's important, the demographics, the functionality of the platforms that we use. So for instance, like right now we are streaming, one of the platforms we're streaming on is Facebook. And so we understand, right, that groups are definitely the way to go, once you have encountered other people in the space, right, over in Facebook, in the space where somebody may have came across a video that somebody may have shared, and they decided to, join the group, or maybe you was referred to somebody or things of that nature, some way, right? They got the information and they may have joined your group. One of the great things I love about Facebook when it comes to this particular aspect about them is that it gives people the option or the choice. And so it empowers them to choose you, right? And empowers them to come into a space where you reside, to hang out with you. And so that's super cool. Why is that super cool? Because they're there because there is something about you, right, that they need. So that leverage, that gives you a whole lot more leverage than, right, individuals being on your friend list or just liking your page, right? Those have their importance. Don't get me wrong; those have its importance, right? But we're talking about when we're looking at a return on our investment, and we can when we can really focus or get before a group of people that love, like, inspired, have some type of attraction to your brand, your products, or your services. And so so groups allow you to segment the group. Your group, if you have one, allows you to segment, individuals. So even like right now, I am living on my page, my profile, and one of my groups, right? And it will go back out to my other groups, and into some other spaces and places as well. Just to be strategic about what we're doing, and how we're doing things. So I want you to consider that. So those are the things I want you to consider. Number one, of when it comes to your advertising platform. Okay. So the next thing, hey Ben, how are you? Listen, yeah, we got to get on that interview. I got to get on your calendar so we can get that interview going. The second thing I want you to understand is how people will. You got the next thing that you need to consider. Hold on, before I go from there, I talked about your advertising platform. I did talk about social media. You do have your website, your bio links, and things of that nature. Those are other, spaces. Definitely your website, places for you to advertise on. These are the spaces where people will be introduced to your brand, your product, or your service. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Consider that, right? As well. So the other thing is how will people buy your product? That's another platform that's very, very important for you. And how will they buy your product? Meaning, okay, you have introduced them to the product or the service, and now they are ready to pull out their card. Of course, if it's online, if it's an online transaction, if it's a physical transaction, they're either really ready to pull out their card or their cash. So how and listen, and I'm all about systems, because even if people are um, um, using cash, you still want a system where you can go in and plug in any cash transactions. Why? Because it's going to bless your life when it keeps your financials in order, and you're able to, well, you can begin to measure your the sales of your products and services. Measure when you're able to look at your cash flow, right? And when you're able to look and see what products are working, what products may not be working. And I may do a live about that altogether, and how to look at if they need to be readjusted, if things need to be readjusted in the customer buying experience, or if it just need to be discontinued altogether, right? And so the platforms, when you look at your platforms where people will buy from you, like, it will allow you to make those type of important decisions, right? For your business. And so you want to look at, so you want to say, well, how will people buy from me? You want to have your merchants account. You can have it with your bank where you do business banking with. You get a merchant account there. You can use, we have PayPal, we have Stripe, we have Square, um, you have authorized.net. There is a host of, matter of fact, there's a host of payment gateways, and I'm pulling up something because I was doing something earlier and was just, here we go. So yes, I can just give you, so we have, you got PayU. Now, let me say this. The ones that I just mentioned, right? I just mentioned a moment ago, like Authorized Net, PayPal, Stripe, Square, um, those particular ones right there. I'm definitely going to, I put my seal on it, I vouch for them, things of that nature. These other ones I have not used, but I know that they are available. And if you have any type of CRM system, you may have encountered some of those, or you see them whether you use them or not. But they have Pay You Money, they have CC Avenue, Raise Pay is around, Midtrans, JV Zoo, Warrior Plus, Warrior Plus. You got Pay.com, Pay Kickstart. You got ClickBank. And I have heard a lot about ClickBank as well. I just have not used them. I know a lot of people that use ClickBank, even Thrivecart as well. A lot of people that I know. I've checked out using Thrivecart before when I was paying for a product or service from someone. And so there's a plethora of payment gateways that you are, what I'm saying, that you are able of payment gateways that you are able to use, right? And you just have to find the right one that's suitable for your business and how you're going to need to do transactions, if it's just something local or if it's something worldwide, right? So those are you have to make those type of decisions when you're looking at those payment gateways. The third thing that I want to talk about here is how your product will be delivered. So now they have, where online, it was online space, they have swiped their card, they're putting their card information, they have paid for the product. They paid for the product. Now you have to determine how will it be delivered. How does your system, or what system do you have in place that gets there, that get them to their purchase, or their purchase get to them, right? One way or other. So if it's a physical product, right, your system has to send some type of email or something that lets you know, hey, this sale has been made and this product has to be delivered, right? Now there are some systems, for instance, like Shopify, that it will take them from the sale all the way to delivery if you set it all up all the way through it, right? For what I'm saying, for yourself, just depending on how you set up the platform. And I'm sure there's so many other platforms just kind of similar to Shopify, as well. But nevertheless, I want you to think about how they're going to be delivered. How is it going to be delivered? If it's a digital product, if it's something digital, right? Let me back up for a second on physical products as well. Again, depending on the platform, I talked about Shopify. If your product is on Amazon, if it's sold on Amazon, and Amazon is doing right, get it from the sale all the way to their door. Amazon can do that for you as well, right? As they're doing for a lot of businesses as well. So you have to, that can be up for consideration. But I just want you to just have in your mind, what is my delivery system? What is the delivery platform that I'm using? If it's a digital product, right? We already know that it's going to be behind a paywall. So what is a paywall? A paywall is it's like a digital security door, right? A digital security door. Let's say it is a digital security door that will not give anyone access or unlock the door to the content that's behind it unless they have the credentials to have access to it. Meaning that they've paid for it, and through the payment process of the sales, right, they was given specific credentials to have access to it, right? And so if it's behind a paywall, so a paywall, where behind the paywall a couple of things will happen. Number one, they'll be able to download the product. If it's a digital product or digital download, they'll be able to download the product. You can use things like PayHip or Gunroll. PayHip or Gunroll, allow you to put your products, digital and physical products, on their site. to sell in the event you don't have your own site, or you need to, or you're looking for a platform, right? That can deliver, that can help you with the delivery of your content to your client. So you can use PayHip or Gunroll to if they're going to deliver a digital product where they can just download it automatically, and and you're done, right? Um, let's say they was maybe getting you was get to give them an ebook or some templates or something along that line. Then you have um, content, con- um, um, content that's on demand, right? Um, via video where they're able to watch, or you may have training materials or a training program that need content to that may have files, videos, and just a mixture of various types of content for them to get access to so that they can, get that transformation. And so you would look at, and again, we're talking about automation because y'all know I'm automation bound, and or I want us to look at just doing as less physical work, right, as possible. So you want to watch. So you want to use platforms like Thinkific, um, Gunroll can. I'm trying to think. Thinkific. I have it right in my mind. I can't remember, and it's coming right across my mind. And I'm trying to remember the name of the other, but those are at least two. You got Huracan, you got Thinkific, and I don't know if I can't remember. But anyway, you can use products like those products that holds like membership programs and platforms and things of that nature. But look, you definitely know if you need to find a solution, right? Such as that, we have membership program or platforms that hold your digital content so that people can have access to it, whether it's one piece of material or several pieces of material, and people have access to it only to what it is, on access to the content that they have only paid for. So those type of things, and we got to be strategic about those particular platforms that we are using. And if you need help with that, that's where I was going. If you need help with those things, listen, I'm your girl. I can definitely help you with that process, help you get those things built up if tech ain't your thing, because tech is my thing, right? And those type of things. So you want to make sure that you have the right platforms. You got to know the platform that you're advertising on, where that's the platform where people are being introduced to your brand, your product, or your service. You got to know, and I'm just recapping right now, what platforms you're going to use so that people can purchase your product or services or purchase from your brand. And then you got to know what platforms you're going to use to deliver the product or the services to those who have purchased from you. So I wanted to just come and drop those nuggets because listen, Black Friday is coming up very, very soon. In fact, it's in a couple of weeks. And then, of course, we got the holiday sales that's going to be happening, or the Christmas holiday sales that's going to be happening and going down. And we want to make sure that you have put in place all the pieces, the components that's necessary so that you can be leveraged. Listen, for the sale, $17 billion is going to be released this Black Friday. And we want to make sure, at least I want to make sure, that individuals that I know that's in my circle of influence, that you have the information that's necessary so that you can have a successful Black Friday with on your bottom line, no matter what product or products that you're selling. And listen, we have one more boot camp that's happening, one more 5-hour training that's happening, that's going down this weekend, that I'm going to be doing to help walk individuals through through the process to getting their systems right, their processes, their plan right in place so that you can deliver this Black Friday and so that it will show up in your profit. So we have one more Black Friday profit boot camp, which is happening this weekend. So you may want to get in on that class. And if you do, you can go to px.fyi slash Black Friday Black Friday and definitely get in on that sale. I mean, to get in on that class. Get in on that sale. I'm telling you, that class is going to be absolutely beneficial for you. Um, Because guess what? Listen, I personally do not want you to miss out on your bags, right? You securing your bags, you getting the cash flow that you deserve this Black Friday, and that you get it with ease. Most importantly, is that you get it with ease. Listen, listen, you guys. There is quite a different pieces, pieces to okay, quite a few pieces with making this thing happen. With making this thing happen, with being successful, and one thing that I know for sure is that we have to plan, and we have to properly plan, right? We just can't have the idea of it, no, whatsoever. But nevertheless, it is my prayer. It is my absolute prayer that you all get in on how part is it $17 billion in sales that's happening on this Black Friday. So we're definitely here to help you with that. So outside of that, let us know how we can help you. How can we help you increase your influence, your impact, and your income? Did it? Okay. How can we help? I'm sorry. How can we help that happen in your life, for your life, so you can get to the destination of your desire? Because we're definitely here for that for you, right? That's what we're here for. So listen, dynamic people of God. I am Dr. Duran Shazorn. I am your kingdom strategist, here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. I help individuals, business, and ministries with practical solutions so that they may increase their market reach and their income potential. You guys have an amazing day. Until next time, continue to build your empire. In Jesus' name, amen.